Hey, fellow Harley riders, this is Road Glide Rider, and I'm going to do a little quick video here to show how if you don't want to spend the high dollar for the Rushmore style fairings and you have a Rushmore model touring, but you like the style of the earlier vents, then I'm going to show you how you can put them on. Now Harley-Davidson says they don't fit, but they do, and it's very easy to put on. So let's get to it, and I'll show you the difference between the two, and then I'll show you how to go put on it and how they look when they get on there. So let's get right to it. Now these are the lowers that are used on the big twin models from 2013 and earlier. They will mount up to the Electric Glide, the Street Glide. They'll even bolt on to the Road King. Now they'll also bolt on with no modifications to the 2010 to 2013 Road Glide, but 2009 and earlier had a different mounting system for the fairing, which lowered it down about 1/4 of an inch, which meant that these had to really be put in. Now you can actually use these on the 2009 and earlier Road Glide, but the fairing will contact the upper part of the lower, and some people don't want them touching, but I had them on my 09 myself, so they do fit. Some people like them because of the vents, the way they open and close. And now I'm going to show you the difference on this and the 2014 and later Rushmore lower. Now this is a side-by-side comparison of the Rushmore, which is on the left, and the 2013 earlier vented lower on the right. You can see the vents open and live completely clear on the inner part of the fairing, whereas the Rushmore has a flap, and it of course goes all the way to the inside. Now this is where the radiator would be on a wet head, but they use the body of the lower on both the wet head radiator style lowers and the oil-cooled non-radiator style lower. All they do is they put a plate over where the radiator would go. Now there's an aftermarket company that makes a vent you can put in there. I haven't gotten one. I don't know how that works, but some people like this style and some people like this style. Now Harley-Davidson says that the 2013 earlier will not fit a Rushmore. Now of course I'm going to show you how they do fit, and how if you want to buy the less expensive, now these aren't used anymore by Harley-Davidson. You can still buy them brand new from Harley, but you can also find them used all over the place. eBay has them, local swap meets have them. So if you have a Rushmore, you don't want to pay that high dollar for the 2014 and later vented lower, you can actually buy these and mount them on. So now let's get to it. So as you can see, the lower fits on perfectly with no modifications of any kind needed. And it bolts right up exactly like it does on the others. Now, when you go to mount the lower onto the throttle side, there is one modification you must make to the 2013 and earlier lower to get it to fit. That is because this rear brake reservoir protrudes just slightly more than the ones on the 2013 and earlier models. So let me show you what I did to get it to fit. Now the modification I had to make was a small hole here in order to clear the protrusion of the rear brake reservoir. The other side didn't need one, but this side does need one to clear to make it fit in properly. Here you can see why that small slit in the lower is there to clear the rear brake reservoir and make it fit in there properly. That's the only modification you have to make in order to get it to fit. So this is my 2021 Road Glide, which is the Rushmore style, and I have the prior model lowers mounted on my Road Glide. This shows that the earlier style lowers do fit with just the modifications I already talked about. I went ahead and opened one of the vents to show what a lot of people like about them, as they open up real wide. And of course the other side I've left closed, so it shows that it's closed. Now, those that question whether the less expensive earlier style lowers will fit, this should answer the question. So if you don't want to have to spend the extra money for the Rushmore style lowers, or you don't like the way they look, you can, of course, purchase the lowers that were mounted up to 2013. So this is the Road Glide Rider saying that if you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you enjoy the things I do to help improve my Harley and share it with you, subscribe so you'll know when I put another video out. So this is the Road Glide Rider saying, everyone ride safe.